If you're watching this in January and you already feel behind, I want to start by saying nothing has gone wrong. This time of the year creates so much quiet pressure where everyone's posting resets, discipline, routines, new habits, etc. And I feel like if you're not working at that pace, it can feel like you're failing. For a long time, I thought my problem was discipline, that I needed to be stricter, more motivated, more consistent. And the truth is, my problem wasn't discipline. And for a lot of people watching this, it isn't yours either. The reality of what a lot of people actually struggle with is self-trust. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start on Monday? This time, I'll stick it through. This time, I'll be consistent. And then the week starts and life happens and you stop, you restart, you simply just ditch the plan. And the funny thing is, you don't even feel as panicked about it this time. Your brain just kind of ditches the plan, and the sad thing is that it learns something very specific. Don't get too excited because it won't last. This is why starting feels so heavy and motivation leaves us so quickly, and we procrastinate, essentially. It's not because we're lazy, it's because your brain doesn't trust you to finish what you're committing to. It's sad, but honestly, it's the way we're wired. Avoidance is a protection mechanism. It's not a character flaw. Oh my God. There were seasons in my life where I looked like I was performing on the outside, but on the inside, I was so exhausted from restarting. And this isn't because I lacked ambition. It's because I lacked systems to actually support who I was. I was ambitious. I felt like I had discipline in the right areas. I had vision, willpower, but it just wasn't translating. And I kept feeling the need to go back to the drawing board, start again, replan. Wasn't content just because I didn't have structure or a system to follow, especially in the demanding seasons. I felt like I was operating like someone that had this unlimited amount of time, energy, emotional capacity, and just acknowledging this and actually realizing this about myself, this is where things started to change. One of the biggest mindset shifts that made a difference for me was that I stopped asking, what do I want? Instead, I started asking, who would this be easy for? Instead of who would make this look impressive or who would make this look productive, who would this be natural for? Because once you align yourself to the identity of the things that you want, it doesn't require force. It just comes naturally to you. And I think that's where people get stuck. We can't discipline ourselves into a new life, especially if you want it to be a long-term change. You have to kind of rewire yourself and align with the identity of the person that you wish to become. The person to which that life that you want just makes sense for them. They just exist in it. It's natural to them. You have to be that person now. And you have to start making decisions each day from that point of view. Because I realized that identity wins over motivation every single time. In my life, I feel like once I can fathom it and I can actually believe it's something that I can get, I always get it every single time. But I noticed that once there's a blocker or there's like this resistance to being able to fathom and believe that that could be mine, that's when the problem comes. So it's kind of like you really have to work on your self-talk and shift that mindset to be able to conceptualize, like, this is what I want. This is something that I can get and that's going to come to me. It loves me more. And I think if you're able to operate in that state, you can get anything that you want. And in order to achieve this, you need self-trust. And self-trust is something that's built through evidence and not inspiration. So here are 3 things that I want you to try practically. Number 1, I need you to lower the promise. Now, this isn't about dreaming small, no. Lower the promise in terms of if your goal requires you to show up perfect or requires a perfect version of you each day, emotional clarity, looking good, feeling good, everything, every single day, it's too big. And I think that that's where we set ourselves up for disappointment. But hang on, listen to the rest of it before you make a conclusion. This is how you get to the point that you're trying to. I would lower it so you don't set it so high where disappointment is inevitable. Number 2 is define a minimum. Ask yourself, what is a smaller version of this goal that I can still respect? not what would impress other people, what would mean to me that I have kept my own word. You know, what is the smallest version of that goal that I can achieve? And that would prove to myself that I am a finisher. Because, you know, consistency is built through completion and not intensity. So you need evidence built over time to have more confidence in yourself, to build the self-trust. 3, track your completion, not effort. Your brain doesn't learn from how much effort you put in. It learns from how much you finished, even the small ones. It builds evidence and it builds trust in yourself again. So track all the tiny little things that you've done, and that's proof, that's evidence that you're a finisher and you can do things. And that trust that you're building builds momentum. January isn't about reinventing yourself. It's about becoming reliable to yourself. You don't need a harsher routine. You don't need a new personality. You don't need to punish yourself into progress. What you need is safety, you need alignment, and you need a system that respects your reality. Now, if this resonated, sit with it. As this year unfolds, I'll be filming more on mindset, systems, execution, and building a life that actually supports you and not drain you. So remember, you're not behind, you're just learning how to move differently. So till next time, take care.